Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and
Hi.
welcome to a SystemSesh. Today we have another Sega console. Why not? Gotta catch 'em all. So,
come on.
what do you know about this console, Pete?
Well, I know that it's called the Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn.
I mean, you already guessed that from the title of the video.
yes, definitely.
But yeah, this is the Sega Saturn. If you look at it, it's, yeah, that's Saturn behind. And the ring of Saturn
is games.
is games.
Yeah, it's good.
So, I don't know a lot about this console at all.
As in, what do you know?
At all. I remember as a youngster, I had this gaming magazine, and it was mostly PlayStation and Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was playing the SNES.
Okay.
And I remember there being a page, an A4 advert for the Saturn and some of its games.
Right.
I never saw the Saturn on a shop shelf. Never saw it.
Right.
Never saw it in the stores.
Games for it?
I don't even remember seeing games for it. I remember going through the game catalogue.
Yeah.
Fall 97 edition. Don't know how or why I remember that. And it had the Saturn in there and the games.
Right.
That's as much as I know.
Okay.
I've never played this console. Never touched it. Just an unknown console to me.
An unknown.
What about you, Michael?
I have looked into it a lot, especially since we started doing RetroSesh.
Yeah.
You know, we need games, we need consoles, and consoles means that you get the whole new bank of games. Being a Sega fanatic and apparently recently a Sega collector, I definitely knew I needed one. So I started looking into what it was. It was the rival to the PlayStation 1.
Right.
And there's a lot of games on there that you can pick up that are the variant, if you like. We've got one of them here for sure, and we will talk about that one in a minute. But apart from that, it's more or less the same, to be honest,
Right.
as a PlayStation. When I say the same, I mean game-wise, graphically. All the graphics on the Saturn are muddier, and all the graphics on the PlayStation are much crisper.
Sharpness.
Yeah. Because we've got it here. Shall we show you?
We shall.
There it is. The Saturn. A bit of that. Before we go into the hardware, I'll carry on finishing my what's it. Why did I pick this up?
Why did you? I don't know. You've been
What was
talking
I
about this
saying?
for a while.
I know, yeah, I have. What was I talking about?
You were
Games,
talking
similar
about-
games.
Yeah, the crispness.
That's right, yes. So the Saturn actually has two graphics processors in it. Because at the time, they were trying to make really fluid and arcade games. Because, you know, people were getting into the arcade cabinets and so on, and those were starting to fade out now, so they thought, right, let's make something powerful.
To make the home console.
And this is considered to be the best 2D arcade gaming machine you can buy.
Right.
When I say that, I mean, like, obviously you can get arcade cabinets with thousands and thousands of pounds worth. But with regards to consoles released, this is the best 2D experience
This is
you're
the best
going to get.
arcade experience you're going to get in your house.
Exactly, yeah.
I did not know that.
Off the shelf. Yeah.
So-
however, no one, because it had two graphical processors, it was very hard to code for. Any game made for it would have to be specifically tailored to those two sort of processors.
You can just port it over.
Exactly, yeah. So that means that quite a lot of the ports ran a bit three-legged doggy-ish, you know, like, oh, that's not running right because it's not quite configured for this.
Shower counter.
So that was kind of one of its flaws, to be honest. And let's face it, everyone back in those days when 3D was coming out, sure, this may have been doing 2D better than anyone else, but no one gave a shit if you've got three dimensions.
I'd rather have 3D going shit than
and
2D
that's
going
why
well.
the PlayStation 1, and that's where this one went downhill.
Now, you say about 2D. Now, the games I do know for this console off the top of my head, games like Virtua Fighter, I know that because I had it on PC.
Yeah.
But I knew that it was on the Saturn. The console version was on the Saturn. That was a 3D, kind of 3D, had 3D graphics, but it was 2D.
No, sorry, Virtua Fighter. Yeah. No, I've never played that. We will. It's basically like Mortal Kombat sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yet again, it's technically 3D, but it's still just two sprites against each other on a 2D background, so on and so forth. When I say 3D, I mean like properly 360 degrees of camera angle, so on and so forth. So going on from that, let's go to hardware, shall we? Now, we'll talk about my specific one. Most of you who have stumbled across this video, looking for Sega Saturn sort of guff to look at, probably know something about it already. The games come on CDs, and they go in, as the PlayStation normally would, as a top loader, and they go in there. Instead of having memory card slots at the front, above the controller ports, like the PlayStation, you've got one stonker that goes in the top. No, this will not play Mega Drive, Master System, or anything else.
Oh no!
No, everyone that sees a Sega with a cartridge stock is like, oh, it must play those games. It does not.
So what's that for? Sorry.
Your memory card.
Memory card.
So
right.
you put one stonking memory card in, save everything to it. Like every other console of this gen, it does have in the back there can we get it? Can we get some light in there? I don't know if you can see it. That silvery shiny what's it is a CR2032 battery. If that goes, your saves are gone. So that's why you need one of those cards to back up to, as it were.
Yeah.
I've ordered, it has not arrived yet, an action replay card.
Really?
Yeah. So that's got the 4 meg of storage, which is great.
Plus all your cheats.
It's got some cheats on it as well. I don't know how much we'll double. We haven't touched cheats actually since we started this.
Do you know what? As a youngster, I used cheats all the time.
Me too. I wouldn't play a game without them.
I used to go to the supermarkets on a Sunday. Mum would take me, and I would go and I'd ask customer service, "Can I borrow a pen and paper?" I'd go into the magazine section and I would write down the cheats for games I own.
Yeah.
And then I'd play them.
And
always.
Sometimes, I say sometimes, I probably did this once or twice, but you would buy a game based on what cheats were available.
Oh yeah, some of them crazy.
Yeah, and you'd go, I need to try that, see what it's like.
Yeah.
So yeah, the action replay, that's got the storage, blah blah blah. More importantly, the most important thing it does is make it any nationality, region free. That's the one. Thank you, me. So that's going to be awesome when that arrives. Apart from that, 2 controllers, like the PlayStation. You can get a multi-tap for it, light gun and all that sort of crap. There's a controller. This is a Mark 1 as well, I must say.
Right.
The only differences between the Mark 1 and the 2 are the buttons. Literally, the Mark 2 has circular buttons. The Mark 2 also has a much better controller.
Right.
The D-pad on this, if you show the camera, it's so weird.
This is my first time ever.
It's like a concave weird thing going on. And those triggers on the top there, Pete, if you just click one, do it next to the microphone so they can hear. They're micro switched, which is awesome. Micro switches are really good, like an arcade sort of stick or something. But they've got no movement to them, no tactile, clunk when you press it.
You can press them from the top, as you'd think, and from the front.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess would that make the same effect?
Not in my short experience with the Saturn, but yeah, maybe.
Right.
On the back, the I/O is you got your power at the top there, your AV out, and then your aerial normally what's it output there. So nothing too special. It might be worth noting that this little bit that comes off that I showed you the battery earlier, you can get a little expansion card that goes in there, and you can play VCDs natively.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was a form of DVD, really big in China, never hit over here.
Do you know what? I remember in that advert that I was telling you about earlier in the magazine, they were advertising VCDs.
Okay, if we grab the box again, sorry, Pete.
Just before we go on to that, because we're going to put the controller down in a minute, just to say, it has 6 buttons instead of the usual 4.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
That was on the SNES.
Couple more.
And the PS1. The N64 did have 6 in that format, with the A, B, and then the C, up, down, left, right. I haven't played it yet, but it might take some getting used to.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So the Mark II version of this controller, I'm going to buy us 2 of those.
Oh, thank you.
Because they're considered the best digital gaming controller you can buy. Hence why, if you type in Sega Saturn controller or anything like that, you get all those Chinese knockoffs, and the Android Bluetooth controllers, they're all based on that, because it's just the best one.
Right.
So yet again, Sega Saturn doing things right with regards to the second round. Now then, the box, the reason why I asked you to get that, look on the back, Pete. What have we got? We've got a load of
games. This is what I like.
I know. You said this in the Master System one, that it didn't have.
It didn't have this. The whole back is just games, like potential games.
Now, if we just...
Are we going to pan?
Sure, do a nice move shot.
So, don't know what, I think that's Daytona. Oh, that's a good...
So, no, the top 3, 1, 2 and 3 are all Daytona, USA.
Right, Daytona, USA.
Yeah. Clockwork Knight, that's a 2D arcade game. Very cool, very cool. And yet again, putting good use to that 2D processing. What's it? Myst. I don't know why it says by Sunsoft, because
The rest don't have the publisher.
yeah, they don't have the publisher. But Myst is obviously a very cool publishing
There
game.
we go. It's
publishing puzzle game.
All of 1 second.
What was that? Virtua
Hydelide.
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 Oh, you got it. Yeah. Wow. I don't know. No idea. Never heard of it. Pebble Punch Golf.
Pebble
Links.
Beach Golf Links.
So that's
That
a golf
is.
game. So we're getting that because I like a golfer.
There's Mr. Virtual Fighter. which
And
I
then the
imagine-
next three are all Virtual Fighter. All of those. And then these are all Panzer Dragoon.
Oh yeah, apparently that's a very good game.
Yes. So Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2 are both very good game, on-rail kind of shootery things.
Yeah.
Panzer Dragoon Saga is an RPG game, yet again considered one of the best. And it's about 300 quid.
Right.
Grand
Chaser.
So you chase Grands.
Yep.
Pug? Bug.
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 You're a bug.
You're a bug.
I don't know what else you do.
You're a bug.
You're a fucking bug.
What's that?
Last Gladiators.
Last-
That's a pinball game.
Oh yeah, so it is. Daedalus?
Daedalus. Yeah.
Yeah, so that looks like
Looks
an
like a
FPS.
shooter.
He's got to shoot that. And then we've got
NHL.
Sonic All-Star Hockey.
NHL.
Sorry, NHL All-Star Hockey.
Sonic.
It's because I saw All-Star, Sonic All-Stars Racing.
They came out 20 years after.
I know,
yeah.
Sega's International Victory Golf, and then Old Man.
Goal. Goal, Michael. And this one is Real Hume.
Which I'm assuming is probably torn off a bit there.
And then what have you got here?
You've got a wheel, a
The arcade
controller,
racer.
there's the multi-tap that I was talking about, there's the VCD, that's the whole reason why I asked you to pick the box up.
Right.
Because that's the expansion port. You get a Virtua Stick, which is a really, really good arcade
yeah.
stick. A mouse, yeah, sure, everyone bought one of those. And there's your memory card. That
So
you put
the
on top.
virtual stick, that's how I would have played all these Sega games in the arcade.
Yeah.
That's
Okay. Thank you for still being with us. That was probably a few minutes of just out of focus blurriness, but I'm sure you enjoyed it. So
How about we move on to real actual games?
let me just talk through before we go on to those games. Let me talk about what I bought.
Right.
So that Saturn, the one I've been showing you guys with that controller that I showed. Well, Pete showed you. The box. It came with the AV cable, a normal coax aerial, and a power cable. I got for £67.
Oh.
It's really good, actually. Normally a boxed Saturn, you're talking 80 quid maybe. But this one, as you can see, the box, as I'm sure you've noticed already, is a bit tatty. It's got tears on it. Just like we said in the Master System video, you know what? If I'm going to get a box, sure, I can say I got a boxed one, I can put it on the shelf, blah, blah, blah. But I want to spend that 20 quid on an extra couple of games, I think.
Yeah.
You never know, in the future, if I get some sort of pocket of money that I want to waste, I might buy myself a good condition one. Little did I know, when it arrived, that I was going to have to take the controller apart because left didn't work. It did even come with a couple of games, yet again for 67 quid. Pretty good. Neither of them are boxed, and yeah, so that's where the downside is yet again, blah blah blah. So the two games are Tomb Raider, there you go, with the Sega Saturn disc, and also Virtua Cop 2, which I've been told is much of the same as Virtua Cop 1, but better in every single way.
Right.
And that weirdly, it came with the actual, the
Inlays.
the inlays for Tomb Raider and the manual, so all I need is a Sega Saturn box, and then I've got myself a boxed version of that. Virtua Cop came in this little, like it's got the front and the back of what the jewel case would have been for the game, but
I see.
I can only assume that it would have come with the light gun or something then, maybe, this one, or otherwise it would be a big sleeve like that.
Who knows?
Both discs are in poor condition, haven't tried playing them, probably never will. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Now, the first one we have is an actual version of Tomb Raider.
Yes. Now, yeah, there you
There's
go.
Lara Croft.
This is the game I played earlier, just to test the console out. That's how I found out left didn't work and fixed that. It plays very well, I must say. It plays very well.
Yeah.
Or at least as well as I remember the PlayStation variant.
I was about to ask, yeah.
Yeah. Very, very similar. I don't think, because this was a very early release title for both systems, I don't think it was pushing the capabilities of either, and thus it's not really showing it up too much in the 3D aspect. Do you want to show that one first? Because...
Second.
Yeah. Resident Evil
1.
Now, Pete, you.
Yes, me.
Yeah, you.
I got these both for you for Christmas.
You did, yeah. You got me those too. So Tomb Raider and Resident Evil, box manuals, everything.
Got them before you got the Saturn.
Before I got the Saturn, preemptively knowing that I've been talking non-stop about them and that I wanted to play Resident Evil on the channel.
Oh, non-stop. Sega Saturn this, Sega Saturn that.
I know.
Ringing me in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh, what's up? It's like, oh, Sega Saturn.
Yeah, I mean, you never fucking talk to me though.
Yeah.
Literally just meets me for retro session and walks off into the abyss.
Phone's always on silent.
Yeah. But always on it, but doesn't talk to me. Anyway.
Sega Worldwide Soccer 1997.
No, it's just 97.
It's not the 97th version.
Yes, it is, Peter. We've been through this 64th versions of all the N64 games. I never played it. Looks like a generic football game.
Yeah.
I got this one in a car boot sale. Yet again, preemptively thinking, I probably want a Sega Saturn at some point.
And I hate football, so I'll get this game.
It was quite cheap. You know what? When I was looking at Sega Saturns, I purposely turned a couple down because that game came free.
Right.
And I was like, look, if I'm getting a game like included in, I'm not getting the shitty one that I already own. Carry on, Peter.
Oh well, there's only one left.
I know.
Victory Boxing.
I know. Possibly the worst game.
Well,
possibly. I said possibly. Could be the best.
Could be the best game ever.
Look at the back.
Oh, really fucking.
Oh yeah, it's really shit, this one.
Oh wow.
Sorry, I should have thought.
Yeah.
Look how shit that looks.
It's got the JVC Cup sponsor. So
one or two
good.
players, so I'm sure we'll have fun on that. This one in particular, I will say, right now, Sega Saturn is expensive to collect for. You'll find it very rare for a game to be under £7. Most are around £10 to £15. The good ones are about £25 to £30. And there are, you know, like on the Master System, PlayStation, so on and so forth, there's a few rare games that are worth about 200 quid or whatever. There's a load on the Saturn that are just worth so much money. This one cost me, I think it's on the spine card, not looking, yeah, £10, look at that. For a shitty game, well, I think it's going to be a shitty game, without a manual, the box doesn't close, and it was just, and it was just because I went into a shop for the first time, browsed around, had a good chat with the guy in there, and felt like I had to buy something and thought I may as well spend something.
You might as well buy Victory Boxing.
Might as well buy Victory Boxing!
So,
I mean, my proudest moment.
Ever since I looked at the back, I wasn't listening to anything you said because I'm fixated on one thing.
Yeah.
On the back, the best-selling contender is here. Sluggers, Street Fighters, Glass Jawed, You're Going Down. Y-O-U-R. Y-O-U-R.
Oh, it's not the right yaw.
Not the right yaw.
Oh, that's why you were trying so
Now,
hard.
I am someone that if I see a mistake written somewhere, even in graffiti, I'll go and the other day I was in my speed awareness course, and he writ on the little thing, he writ too fast. And he spelled it T-O and then fast. And I was there, I'm like itching. I was like, as soon as there's a break, I'm going over there, I'm going to just write the O. I didn't, because I'm all talk. But things like that annoy me. Exactly. Things like that annoy me. Also, it claims as JVC's new 4D, full motion boxing simulator.
Put it down, I refuse to talk about it longer than Resident Evil.
4D.
So, there it
Resident
is.
Evil we spoke about the least.
I know.
But it's your favourite game ever.
I know.
Marvel Sonic Adventure. So, that's the Saturn.
Yes, it is.
What else? Have you got anything else? I've exhausted all my knowledge on it. I don't know a lot about it.
Have I got anything else to talk about with regards to the Saturn? No. Spend more money on one though, I would say. I mean, yeah, sure, I got one for cheap, but the box is crap. I had to fix the controller. It came with 2 shit games, or shit quality games. Shit physically quality game.
Yeah.
I would have probably, in hindsight, rather spent 80 to 100 quid, got maybe an extra controller that I didn't need to fix, because the controllers are 20 quid each. So I'm going to have to spend 40 quid, because I was going to get a second controller anyway, so we can play 2-player games.
Yeah.
But now this controller is shit, and the Mark II one is much better. I'm now going to have to spend 40 quid on controllers, meaning that I'm going to spend £107 on just hardware to play. By that time, I could have just bought, one with a couple of controllers, blah, blah, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We will be playing this shortly, but not really anytime soon. So, yeah.
Not just yet.
Not just yet. No, we've got a few more Nintendo jolly goodness to show you.
Amongst other consoles.
Amongst other consoles, like Sega Saturn, hopefully. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall see you next time.
Bye.
My